what exactly you are going to learn in this course, QTP.
Yeah.
And everything we'll discuss in like today demo session. So
Okay.
by attending this demo session, you'll get an idea where can we use this tool, what are the advantages of using this tool, how do we create a test script, how do we execute it, and what are the advantages of executing scripts to test the functionality of an application.
Okay. Yeah. Do I have to take notes, or is it all recorded? I can access it later, or?
See, actually, this is the demo session. You no need to take the notes on that.
Okay. Yeah.
If you like, you know what happens. Like parallelly, the session will be recorded. The daily session
Okay.
gets recorded. So if you want, you can request the institute to send those recorded sessions to you.
Okay. Yeah.
So that if you want to go through the topics again, just you can go through those recorded sessions.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
QTP. So it stands for Quick Test Professional.
Yeah.
So it is QTP is the tool which does the functionality testing. The one of the functionality tool is what? QTP. We have got n number of functionality tools like QTP, Windrunner, Cell Test, Rational Robo and all. Rational Robo is also one of the functionality tool which is a product of IBM. Cell Test is also one of the functionality tool which is a product of Borland. So we have two tools like Windrunner and QTP. Previously, these tools, Windrunner and QTP, are the products of Mercury Interactive.
Yeah.
But now this Mercury Interactive has been undertaken by the company called as HP. So we are calling it as HP QTP.
Yeah.
The outdated version of Windrunner is what? QTP.
Yeah.
Right? In QTP also we have got different versions like 9.0, 9.2, 10 version 10.0, 10. Right? We have got 11 and then 11.5. So here I'm going to teach the version called as 10.0. At the end we'll
10.4.
also, yeah,
Okay.
right? But the latest which is available in the market is 11. But
Okay.
again we have the advanced version to 11 is what? 11.5, which is not yet been released into the market. So once when we are done with this 10.0 version, at the end we'll see the differences between 10.0 and then 11 version, the 10 and then 11 version. Each and every version has got some features which has been added. So at the end we'll see what are those features which has been added in the new version.
Yep.
So I can say like it's a functional tool.
Yep.
But most of the cases in real time we use this QTP tool to do the regression testing, functional regression testing. So we can also call this QTP as functional regression tool.
Yeah. So you can't use it for just the main functional testing.
Right.
Just for, you can only use it for regression, is it?
Regression testing.
Yeah.
So you like as a test lead you might have an idea like what is regression testing, like how many number of test cases that we are going to execute it in during regression testing.
Yes.
So 99% we'll be using this tool QTP to do the regression testing. So that's the reason it's been named as functional regression tool.
Okay. So it can't be used to test any new functional testing, like if you get a new product, if you want to test the functionalities of the new product,
right.
you
See,
can use
let's
it?
say, right, we can use it. Let's say
Yeah.
the next version which is going to be released in the next month, right, that version, that new feature can also be tested using this tool QTP.
Okay.
But you know, like as all the scripts will be available with us, so whenever we start with regression testing, directly we can execute these set of test scripts.
Okay.
But you
Yeah.
can also use this tool QTP when you are testing it for the first time, when you are testing the functionality of the application for the first time.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, like 99% will be using this tool to do the regression testing, but you can also test it for the first time.
Yep.
So it's a product of HP.
Yep.
So we'll call it as HP tool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so what we do in automation testing is, in both manual and automation testing, tester will be testing the application. But
Yep.
when it comes to the automation testing, tester is going to test the application using the tool. Right? But how the tool
Yes.
is going to test an application? So
Yes.
we have to give the instructions to the tool in order to test the application.
Yeah.
So how do we need to give those instructions in the sense? So already we'll be having the test cases with us.
Mm-hmm.
So when we go through the test case, we will get an idea what is the process to be followed to test an application
Yep.
and what exactly we are trying to test in an application.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is we'll automate these test cases. How do we automate in the sense, whatever the test cases which we are available, we'll go through, we'll understand and we'll convert that process into the set of instructions.
Yeah.
Converting those set of instructions using the scripting language called as VB script. In QTP, we use VB script to define the set of instructions for making the tool to run the application or to test the application.
Yeah.
So language used is
Yep.
VB script.
Yeah.
VB script to test the application.
Yeah.
And here we are going to use a version 10.
So okay. Yeah.
So these are the basic features of QTP.
Mm-hmm.
Now we'll start with this QTP. What are the features which we are available, which are like in which QTP, like what are the features which are available in QTP? How do we create a test script? How do we execute it in order to test an application?
Okay.
Now if you look at, so already you know like how the scripts will be executed in QTP. Now this is QTP.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to open that, just double click. I think the software will be sent to you. You have to install that software
Mm-hmm.
to get it installed. So once you
Yeah.
double click on this, you'll get this add-in manager window, where in
Mm-hmm.
which by default you'll be getting 3 add-ins: ActiveX, VB, and then Web.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever we are testing the web applications, we have to check this add-in.
Yeah.
Whenever we are testing the Visual Basic, the window with the scripting VB, then we have to
Yeah.
check this VB. And whenever we are testing the ActiveX controls, we have to select this add-in. So
So
select the add-ins.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. So select the add-ins and then click on OK.
Okay. So this I had to do when you send me the software to load it.
Right.
Okay.
So once it gets installed, and once when you double click on this QTP, by default you will be getting 3 add-ins. Just you have to check those add-ins.
Mm-hmm.
So when you select that,
Mm-hmm.
so you'll get this window.
Mm-hmm.
So So you'll get this window.
Yeah.
So now we have to create a new test script, not generate the test script.
Yeah.
Now this is the window where in which the script gets generated. Now in this window we have got two sub windows or two views like keyword view and then expert view. So we'll see what is keyword view and what is expert view later on. Along with
So
the
sorry.
script we also have
Sorry, to get that window, you click on the test, is it? You click test and
right
then it. Okay.
right.
Yeah.
I have just clicked on test, or else you
Mhm.
can go with new and then test,
Mhm.
or you can also go with new and then test.
Okay.
File new and then test.
Mhm.
Now along with this window we also have a feature like data table
Yeah.
and also the feature like active screen.
Okay.
So by default when you open QTP, so this is how it is going to open. A data
Okay.
table which looks like an Excel sheet
Yeah.
and along with the active screen.
Okay.
Now we'll see what is this data table and active screen later on.
Uh-huh.
Now this is the window where the
Mhm.
script gets generated.
Mhm.
The script gets generated in two windows, one in expert view and one in keyword view.
Mhm.
The script gets generated in the form of a table in keyword view and the
Mhm.
script gets generated in the form of instructions in expert view. So
Okay.
whenever we write the script manually, we have to use
Mhm.
this expert view.
Mhm.
Right? Now we'll see
Yep.
how do we create a test script. Right?
Mhm.
So as it is an automation testing, the tool requires the set of instructions in order to run the application or to test the application.
Mhm.
Now we'll see how do we create a test script.
Yep.
Now in QTP there are two ways to generate test script.
Mhm.
One is using the recording modes
Mhm.
and one is writing the script manually.
Yep. Yep.
So in real time we don't go with the recording modes, we have to write the scripting manually by looking at the test cases or by looking at the requirements.
Okay.
So before in order to understand how to write the script manually, before
Mhm.
to that we need to have the basic knowledge on QTP. How a
Okay.
script gets generated, how the tool executes the script to test an
Mhm.
application. For that
Mhm.
we'll go with the recording modes. So what we
Okay.
do is in this course first we'll see all the basic concepts of QTP.
Mhm.
Then we'll implement those basic concepts in order to test the requirements of your application by writing the scripting manually.
Okay.
So now we'll see using this recording modes how do we generate
Mhm.
the test script.
Mhm.
So in QTP there are three recording modes.
Mhm.
There are three recording modes which are used to
Yep.
generate the script manually.
Yep.
One is normal mode of recording.
Mhm.
Next is analog mode of recording.
Mhm.
Third is low level mode of
Yep.
recording.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
these are the three recording modes used depending on the type of the application to generate the test script.
Yep.
And the default mode of recording used in QTP is the normal mode of recording.
Yep.
So now we'll see this normal mode of recording. We'll see how the tool records the actions and how it generates a test script, how it executes a script to test an application.
Yep.
Now here what it does in the sense, so initially let's say I have an application which has to be tested. So
Mhm.
what I'll do is so if you go with manual testing, manually
Yep.
we have to test the application by following the n number of steps. Now just
Yes.
take an example of login page. Now,
Yeah.
in order to test the login page with both the valid and invalid scenarios, let's say first step is you have to open the browser, you have to enter the URL, right? You have to hit the URL, and once you
Yes.
get the login page, you have to enter the username, you have to enter
Yes.
the password, and you have to click on OK.
Yes.
Now, this process has to be followed by the tester in manual testing.
Yep.
Now, the same process has to be used even by the tool to test this login application.
Yes.
So now what we do is now we have to convert this process into the instructions,
Yep.
which is called as a test script. Now,
Yep.
one of the method used to generate the test script is what? Recording modes.
Yep.
Now, once when you start with the recording, what it does in the
Yep.
sense, manually first time you have to open the application, you have to enter the username, you have to enter the password, you have to click on OK. So
Yes.
whatever the actions that you does manually for the first
Yep.
time, all these actions will be recorded by the tool.
Yes.
And it converts these recorded actions into the form of instructions in VB scripting.
Oh, okay.
And
Yep.
once you stop the recording, the script will be generated in both expert view and in keyword view.
Okay.
And once when the script is ready, and once when you click on run, the tool
Yep.
is going to execute those set of instructions to run the same set of actions on the application.
Yep.
Right? Now we'll see
Yep.
how do we create the recording mode, how to generate the test script, and how do we execute it. Now, as I said, the default mode of recording here is the normal mode of recording.
Yep.
So to record the actions, here you have an icon record. Just
Yep.
click on that. So you'll get some settings window with web and then Windows. So in
Yeah.
case if you want to record the web-based application, you have to select web.
Okay.
So first we'll start off with the Windows applications. So let's say I'll select Windows applications.
Okay.
First we'll start off with Windows, then later on we'll move on to the web applications.
Okay.
Now in Windows application, here we have got two options. Record and run test on any open Windows based application.
Oh, yeah.
Now if you select this radio button, what it does in the sense, the moment it starts with recording, whatever the actions that you are going to do on the desktop, all the actions on all the applications gets recorded.
Yeah.
If I open multiple windows, those actions performed on multiple windows will also get recorded.
Oh, okay.
Or if I want the tool to record the actions performed on a specific window, then I
Yeah.
have to go with the second option.
Okay.
Record and run only on applications opened by quick test,
Okay.
or applications opened via the desktop, or the application specified below. In the sense over here, if you give the path of the application, as you're checking this checkbox, only the actions performed on this application will be recorded. So
Okay.
even though if you have multiple windows also, the QTP records the actions only on the actions performed on this window.
Okay. So you
Now
had to
to select,
record. Yeah.
right, so we have to
Yeah.
specify the path of the application here, as it is the Windows applications.
Yeah.
Now to set the path, just click on add. So by default, whenever you install QTP, you will get some sample applications of flight reservation.
Okay.
Now we'll be using this
Yes.
sample application just to understand how a tool tests an application, tests the flight reservation application. Now to browse the application, in the application details window, just click on browse. Now as I said, when you install QTP, now the sample application of flight reservation gets installed. In order to
Okay.
browse that, just go with program files, HP, QTP, samples, flight, applications. See, we have got three versions here, flight 3A, flight 4A, and flight 4B. Now I'm just checking the version, selecting the version flight 4A, click on open. Now the path has been captured here, just click on OK. Now the path has been specified here. Just click on apply and then click on OK.
Okay.
Now here the tool itself will execute that exe file in order to open that.
Oh, okay.
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 So this is the login page of your Flight 4A application. Now whatever the actions that I'm going to do on this application, now all these actions gets recorded.
Yep.
Right. Now let's say I have got here 2 text boxes, 2 labels,
Yep.
3 buttons and then an image. Now this application has got some set of objects. Now whatever the actions which I'm going to do now on this application, now these actions gets recorded with respect to those objects.
Yep.
Now let's say I'm giving the agent name as admin. I'm entering the value as admin in the agent name field.
Yep.
Now you can see an instruction which has been generated in the expert view.
Yep.
Now it accepts only Mercury as a password. I'm entering Mercury in the password field and I'm clicking on OK. So we did 3 actions: giving the agent name, giving the password, clicking on OK.
Yeah.
Next we got an application. Let's say I'm just closing it. Now I'm going to stop with the record.
Yep.
Now see here the script has been generated in the form of instructions in expert view and in the form of a table in keyword view.
Okay.
Now first we'll see how it is generated in expert view, then we'll move on to keyword view. Now along with this script, as I said, you also have an active screen. So remember, active screen is a window which is used to view the snapshots of the recorded actions done during recording.
Oh, okay.
Now if I place a cursor on the first statement, now the snapshot of this recorded action will be displayed here.
Okay.
Now if I place a cursor on the second statement, so you can see that action. If I place a cursor on the third statement, you can see this action.
Yeah.
So active screen is used to view the snapshots of the recorded actions. We'll see this data table later on. Now first we'll understand how the script is getting generated.
Yep.
So what I did initially after launching the application, I have entered the value as admin. Now the tool should record this action.
Yep.
But before recording this action, first the tool should identify what is this object. Like either it is a text box or a button or a radio button or a checkbox or any kind of object.
Yep.
In the sense, first the tool should learn the object and the operation performed in this object. So what it does in the sense, the moment whenever you start with recording and whenever you start doing the actions on the application, first the tool will learn the actions performed on those objects and it maintains this information in a repository called as object repository.
Okay.
So to view this object repository, so here we have the menu like resources. Right? Directly you can click on this icon object repository, or you can go with the resources menu and then object repository.
Yep.
Now to view this repository, click on object repository. Now see here the object repository has been displayed.
Yeah.
Now I'll just open this application in order to make you to understand how it is identifying the objects.
Yeah.
Now what we did initially, we have entered the value as admin in the agent name.
Yeah.
Now this agent name object is in the login application.
Yes.
Now we'll see how this login application is getting identified. Now just select the login from the test objects. Here you have an option, highlight in application.
Okay.
Just click on that. In the sense now this application is getting recognized using the test object as login.
Yeah.
But this login has been identified using the name property as login and using the class property as dialog.
Yes.
So that's how we are getting the statement dialog of login, class and the name property.
So the
Dialog
name is
of login.
So the name is the title for the screen, the login.
Right, right.
And the class is
Class
dialog.
is
So
what?
what's a
Dialog.
class? So what is class?
It is one of the property for an object.
Okay.
An object can have n number of properties like
Yep.
text property, title property, enabled property, the width, height.
Oh,
Along with that
okay.
also we have a property called as a class.
Yeah.
Class is also one of the property of an object.
Okay.
Now
So,
here it is
yeah.
generating the statement initially with respect to the class as well as the value of the name property. The value of the name property is what login and the value of the class property is what dialog.
Yeah.
Dialog with respect to the login. So that's how you are getting dialog of login.
Okay.
Now in that application we have entered the value as admin in the agent name.
Yep.
Now just select this object agent name, click on highlight in application.
Yep.
Nothing but this is the object. Now we'll see how this object is getting identified.
Okay.
Now it is getting identified with the class as WinEdit and the name as agent name.
Okay. Yeah.
Now in that application there is an object with the class as WinEdit and in which there is a object with the name property as agent name, the value of the name property as agent name.
Yeah.
So every time you will get the statements like class followed with the name, dot, class followed with the name and then operation.
Okay.
Basically,
Yes.
if you have a text box or an edit box, the operation which can be done on these two objects has set operation. And if you have the buttons, operation which can be done on the buttons is click operation.
Click
Now
operation.
as it is click operation if the object is a button.
And the text box is set operation.
Set operation.
Yes. Okay.
So dot set is the operation and the value which we have entered is admin.
Okay.
So that's how now this action has been recorded and it is converting this recorded into an instruction like this. Now this action is getting generated with respect to the details of the object.
Yep.
Now to view those details, now we have to open the object repository.
Yeah.
Object repository is a repository which maintains the details of the test objects.
Okay.
Or it maintains the details of the recorded objects, the actions performed on the objects in the application.
Yes.
See, we have got 8 objects here, 3 buttons, 2 text boxes,
Yeah.
2 labels and a bitmap. So total we have got
So-
8 objects.
Okay. Yeah.
But during recording we did actions only on 3 objects.
Yes.
Now, so the tool has identified only these 3 objects. And it is maintaining the details of only these 3 objects in the repository.
Yeah.
So you don't have all the rest of the objects.
Yes.
Now after agent name we have entered the password. Click on highlight in application. Now this object is getting identified with the class as WinEdit and the name as password. So that's how we are getting dialog of login.winEdit of password. As it is accepting the value in the encrypted format, the operation it is like set secure
Okay.
and the encrypted value.
Okay.
And after that what we did, we have clicked on OK. click on highlight in application. Now
Yeah.
this is the object. Now this object has been identified with the class as win button and the name as OK.
Yeah.
Now if you see each and every object, you are getting the class with the initial text as win.
Mhm.
Win indicates window application. Edit indicates it's an edit box.
Yeah.
OK, win indicates window application, button indicates on the name of the object. Either it is a button or an edit box or a checkbox and all. If it
Oh,
is
okay.
checkbox, if it is a window application, you will get like win checkbox. If
Oh,
it is a
okay.
button
Yeah.
of window application, you'll get window button. And if
Okay.
you have the button in the web application, you'll get the classes web button.
Sorry,
If
what
you
button?
have
Sorry.
like web button,
Web is it?
if you have a button in the
Yeah.
web application,
Okay. Yeah.
if you have the edit box in the web application, you'll get web edit.
Yeah.
Right? This is how the class property will be assigned with respect to the type of the application.
Yeah.
So the class is what win button and the name is what OK. So that's why you're getting win button of OK and the operation performed is click.
Yeah.
So once we have clicked on OK, we got one more application called as flight reservation.
Mhm.
Now this application has been identified with the class as window and the name as flight reservation.
Yes.
So what we did, so once it has been opened, we have closed it.
Yeah.
So the operation is what? Dot close.
Okay.
Right? So this is how the script has been generated in the expert view.
Mhm.
Now when you go with the keyword view, the same information will be displayed, but it is in the form of a table.
Yeah.
Item, operation, the value, and some documentation. Documentation is nothing but some small description about the action performed by the user on the object.
Yeah.
So item, so first we have opened the login application. In
Mhm.
that login, there is an object or there is an item called as agent name.
Mhm.
It almost looks like a test case.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the operation is what set. This is the
Mhm.
operation done on this object. And this
Mhm.
is the value which has been entered on here.
Mhm.
And some small description. Enter admin in the agent name edit box.
Mhm.
Now second object, password. Second
Mhm.
action, operation is what set secure. And the
Mhm.
encrypted value and some small description about that.
Mhm.
Next we have clicked on OK. So the item
Mhm.
is what OK.
Yep.
Operation is what click. There is
Mhm.
no value. Some small
Mhm.
description. Then
Yep.
we got the flight reservation. We have performed the close operation and some
Mhm.
small description.
Yep.
This is how the script gets generated in the form of a table in keyword view.
Okay.
And
Yep.
this is how the script gets generated in the form of instructions in expert view.
Expert view. Yep.
So when you write the script manually, we have to use the expert view.
Yep.
So whatever the statements that you write manually, all those statements will be converted in the form of a table by default in the keyword view.
Okay.
Now when you run the script,
Mhm.
now when you click on OK, now the tool itself will launch the application. It itself does the same actions whatever we did during recording.
Yep.
Now see here, it itself giving the agent name as admin, password as Mercury and clicking on OK.
Okay. Yep. And it closes. Yep.
Right, and it has closed the
Yep.
application and it is giving the result window. It is showing that it will show the results in a window called as test results window.
Mhm.
This is the test results window.
Mhm.
So in the test results window, you can see the set of actions performed by the tool on the application.
Okay.
So it has opened the login application.
Mhm.
It has entered agent name as admin. It
Yep.
will also show us the date and time information along with
Mhm.
the result.
Yep.
It has entered the password. It
Mhm.
has clicked on OK
Mhm.
and it has opened the flight reservation window, and it has closed the application again.
Okay.
Flight
Yeah.
reservation dot close.
Yeah.
So in the test results window, you can see the set of actions done by the tool on the application. Right? So
Yeah.
now the script is right. Now the script is ready. So whenever you want to test the application, you can click on run. So the same set of steps will be done by the tool on the application.
Yeah.
Now this script has got the value of agent name as admin and the password as Mercury. Now let's say I want to test this login application with different values of agent name.
Yeah.
So no need to create one more script again. So directly here itself I can change the value.
Okay.
Let's say user 1, and I can run the script.
Okay.
Now runs with the new value as user 1.
Yeah.
So no need to do those actions again manually to the new inputs. Now let's say I want the tool to test the login application with 10 kind of inputs.
Yeah.
So no need to create 10 test scripts to test with 10 values of agent name. So what we have to do is, here we have a feature called as a data table, which looks like an Excel sheet, which is used to run the application with n number of inputs. Now to do that, now this is the value which we have entered.
Yeah.
Now let's say there is a requirement saying that this login application should be tested with 10 values of agent names.
Yeah.
Now instead of creating 10 test scripts, what we do is with a single script itself, we'll instruct the tool to execute it for 10 times with 10 different values.
Okay.
So for that what we do is, just we have to select that value field. This is the constant value. Now I'm going to select the parameter to execute it with multiple values.
Okay.
Right? And
Yep.
here we have got two sheets, global and action 1, which almost looks like an Excel sheet. Let's say I'm selecting the global sheet. Right? Just select global. So this sheet will be highlighted. Click on OK. Now this is the value. So here you can enter the values here. Let's say user 1, user 2, user 3,
Yeah.
user 4, and user 5.
Yeah.
Let's say I want to execute it with 5 different values. Now run the application.
Yeah.
Now it is running with the first user, user 1. Now second user, user 2.
Yeah.
Now third user, user 3.
Yeah.
Now fourth user. Now again fifth user,
Yeah.
user 5.
Yeah.
So with a single script itself, we can test the application with multiple inputs.
How if I want to change the password? I mean, yeah.
See,
If I want
as
to-
this application accepts only Mercury as a password,
Yeah.
so if you give any other value other than password, it throws an error saying that invalid password.
Okay.
So in case if your application accepts different kind of passwords, similar to the agent name, we can also create one more column to enter the passwords.
Yeah.
So it enters the value of whatever you specified here during the application. I mean during the execution into the application.
Yeah.
As it accepts only Mercury as a password, so I have not created the column to enter the password.
Yeah.
Right?
But if
Now if you
I
go with the tell me.
if I put in a different password, and if
Right.
they then when you run the script, it throws an error.
Error, right. And we do
Yeah.
have a concept called as an exception handling.
Mm-hmm.
So now as it will not accept the password other than Mercury, let's say I'm trying to enter the value which is other than Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens in the sense during runtime it will throw an error.
Mm-hmm.
Error during runtime is what the exception.
Yeah.
So in QTP we have a concept called as an exception handling, which
Yeah.
is used to handle the runtime errors
Mm-hmm.
or the exceptions.
Yeah.
We'll see that how do we use that exception handling later on.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Now see
Mm-hmm.
here test iteration 1,
Mm-hmm.
login with the first value as user 1,
Mm-hmm.
test iteration 2 with the value as user
Yeah.
2,
Mm-hmm.
so user 3,
Mm-hmm.
user 3.
Yeah.
So this is how you can see in each and every iterations with
Yeah.
respect to the age and name values.
Mm-hmm.
User 4.
Yeah.
Clear?
Mm-hmm.
User 5.
Yeah.
So it has opened this application for 5 times for executing
Mm-hmm.
all the 5 different values of age and name.
Mm-hmm.
And the result is passed for all the 5 iterations.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? So this is how we use this tool. This
Mm-hmm.
concept is called as parameterization.
Yeah.
Executing the same script with multiple values.
Mm-hmm.
So this concept is called as parameterization. So
Yeah.
similar to this, we have got features like regular expression, exception handling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Other concepts in QTP.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the demo session, like kind of giving an idea to the student. How do we use a QTP? How do we
Okay.
create a script? How do we
Yeah.
execute it? How do we pass
Mm-hmm.
the values during runtime?
Okay.
Right? Now
Yeah.
this course covers the basic concepts of QTP. Once when we are done with all the basic concepts, then we'll move on to the VB, where
Okay.
we'll teach you how do we write the script manually for an application without
Mm-hmm.
using the recording modes according to the requirements.
Okay.
So there I'll teach you the VB scripting for both web applications as well as for the window applications.
Okay.
Once when we are done with VB script for generating that script to test an applications, we'll do
Mm-hmm.
the next concept called as frameworks.
Okay.
So where I'll teach the framework called as a keyword framework.
Keyword framework.
Keyword framework. As
Okay.
keyword framework is the important framework in
Mm-hmm.
QTP.
Okay. So there are other frameworks, is it?
Right. We do have other frameworks like hybrid framework, keyword
Mm-hmm.
framework, data-driven framework. The
Okay.
combination of any two frameworks is what the hybrid framework. But the
Okay.
most important framework which we use in the organization is what keyword framework.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'll teach you how do we do this keyword framework in QTP once when we are done with VB scripting.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is the brief demo on QTP.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
So if you have any queries on whatever we have discussed it now, you can just let me know.
Okay. Yes. So far, it's good. Just with the password, because if I wanted to say put in a different password, it accepts the secure password. So should I put in just the secure
The
password
normal
or
value.
just
See,
the normal
directly I
value?
can give, right, directly I can
Yeah.
give set and the normal value as Mercury.
Okay.
Here itself I can give. Because
Okay.
we doesn't know the encrypted value.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So dot set and then Mercury.
Yeah.
Now when you run it, now it takes this Mercury and it will pass to your password field.
Oh, okay. So it would encrypt the password.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Okay. So is this for Windows-based applications and web and is it? Can you do it for mainframe-based applications or?
Uh, we can use it. See, mainframe application, most of the mainframe applications will use the tool like Rational Robo,
Okay.
because Rational Robo is a product of IBM. So we'll use this rational robot to test the mainframe applications itself.
Oh, okay.
So normal web applications and window applications will use this tool QTP.
Okay, okay.